Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
Today's recommendation is the steak. The neighboring nation of Liyue has the most prosperous commercial port on the planet.
Chanel, truly is fascinating.
अरे हेलो 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 वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम एवरीवन। कैसे हो सब लोग? अरे हेलो 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 आइयो हेलो 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 कुरनो को भाई, कैसे हो भाई? क्या हाल चाल? वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम कुरनो को भाई।
Time to go.
कब तक है लाइव स्ट्रीम? 5:30 को ना? थोड़ा कमीशन कर लेते हैं तब तक। अरे मेरा रेजिन भी फुल है, रेजिन भी फुल है। अरे कुराना को भाई, मेरा ये क्या हुआ बताओ? फुरीना का क्या हुआ? फुरीना कितना दूर गया मेरा? पहुंच पाया क्या टॉप 10 में? मेरा फुरीना कितना गया उधर का? यस 8 मिनट बाद। ओके ओके 8 मिनट बाद ना? ओके ओके ठीक है ठीक है ठीक। तब तक थोड़ा आर्टिफैक्ट फार्मिंग कर लेते हैं फुरीना के लिए। टॉप 1% करना है फुरीना को। ओके हेलो ब्रो, मेरा आवाज़ आ रहा है ना कुरने को भाई? बताना एक बार क्लियर आ रहा है कि नहीं आवाज़? ओके ओके शायद नहीं आ रहा है। वॉइस तो ऑन है, आ रहा है कि नहीं? यस आवाज़ क्लियर है। ओके ओके ओके, थैंक यू कुरने को भाई, थैंक यू। अरे मेरा कल का फुरीना का क्या हुआ बताओ? फुरीना टॉप 10% में गया या नहीं गया? फुरीना का क्या सीन है?
Into the wind.
Bow your head. Be sanctified.
मेरे को फ्रीज कर दिया मेरा नूबी को भाई। अलग ही लेवल यार इन लोगों का।
Silence.
हाँ, मेरे को मारेगा। एंड तुम्हारी फुरीना का एचपी कितनी है? 34 के दिखा रहा है, टॉप 41% है। आई कितना है? 38 है। 38 के, 34 के नहीं है, 38 के है रे। क्या बोल रहे हो? रुको स्टैट चेक कर लो। 58 टू 48.7। किसी ने चेंज किया क्या? मैंने तो चेंज किया था एनर्जी चार्ज पे। ये है एचपी ये वाला। नहीं रे यही था, 38 के ही होगा, इससे ज़्यादा तो नहीं होगा। 38 के है भाई। रुको रिफ्रेश करूँ। हाँ हाँ हाँ, करके देखो टॉप 1% में आना चाहिए। क्रिट रेट देखे क्या होगा? दो ना एचपी, 2-3 एचपी दे दो मेरे को, सिर्फ एचपी चाहिए। 40 था, 40 के एचपी कर देंगे फुरीना को।
I will have order.
ओके यू विल हैव ऑर्डर, व्हाट डू आई डू?
Let my name echo in song. Strike a
Bow your head.
As one with wind and cloud. One with nature.
60 के मार रहा।
The tides beckon.
76
Settle down.
ओके। आकाशा को नशा हो रहा है, 34 का ही दिखा रहा है। अरे नशा भाई क्या ही भाई, ये देखो 38 के है विदाउट बाप। कुछ बाप तो नहीं चल रहा है अभी पुरीना पे? कुछ बाप चल रहा है? नहीं कुछ बाप नहीं चल रहा है पुरीना पे। 38 के ही है भाई। टट्टी चीज़ है भाई। HP% वाला एक गॉबलेट मिल जाए ना, मज़ा आ जाएगा, मज़ा आ जाए मेरे को भाई। और 3 मिनट बाकी है ना, रुको रेजिन और एक यूज़ करके लाइव स्ट्रीम पे चलते हैं। लाइव स्ट्रीम करना है मेरे को, देखना है आज। चाहिए
This is order.
HP बाप। अरे नहीं चल रहा है HP बाप।
Solidify.
time to shine.
हाँ हाँ डबल है। हाँ डबल हाइड्रो का बाप हो सकता है। रुको 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 मेरे को देखने दो एक सेकंड। ठीक कहा आपने।
Bow your head.
हो सकता है, हो सकता है, हो सकता है, वो भी हो सकता है। बाप चल सकता है।
Let the mighty be humbled.
अरे हेलो 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 रोनी भाई, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। रोनी भाई क्या हाल चाल? और 5 मिनट ही बचा है सिर्फ स्टार्ट होने में। हाँ 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 हाँ, ये डोमेन हो गया। अब कॉन्डेंस बनाऊंगा और जाना है उधर, लाइव स्ट्रीम पे ज्वाइन हो जाऊंगा मैं डायरेक्ट। कुछ दिया नहीं दिया, टट्टी चीज़ें। कॉन्डेंस स्ट्रीम लगाओ। हाँ 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 स्ट्रीम पे चलता हूँ, रुको कॉन्डेंस बना लेता हूँ, स्ट्रीम लगाता हूँ मैं। एक सेकंड। अरे हो जा, रीलोड हो जा, कितना टाइम लेगी? अभी भी 4 मिनट्स बचा है ना, 3 मिनट्स। ओके 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 ओके, लेट्स हरी अप। अरे अरे अरे, मेरा डिवाइस का क्या हुआ? ठीक है, रिस्टार्ट कर लेंगे वैसे भी गेम को। रिस्टार्ट तो करने वाले हैं हम। ओके, 1 सेकंड, चलो स्टीम पे चलता हूँ। 1 सेकंड, मेरा एक मिनट के लिए स्क्रीन सर्वर ऑन होगा, उसके बाद मैं स्ट्रीम पे ऑन हो रहा हूँ। 1 सेकंड, रुक जाओ रुक जाओ रुक जाओ रुक जाओ। 2 मिनट है बस। हाँ भाई, हाँ भाई, हाँ। हो गया, चलो स्ट्रीम पे ही आ रहा हूँ मैं। हाँ, ये लोग, मेरे पास मैसेज आ गया भाई। आ गया, मैसेज आ गया। हो रहा है स्टार्ट। काउंटडाउन चल रहा है शायद, रुको देखने दो। हाँ, काउंटडाउन चल रहा है अभी। कितना क्वालिटी में चल रहा है ताला स्ट्रीम भाई। 720p 60 करने दो मेरे को, नहीं चलेगा मेरा इतना हाई। हाँ हाँ, आ गया हम। आ गए लोग, आ गए भाई, स्विच पे आ गए हम। चलो, अभी भी 1 मिनट 27 सेकेंड 25 सेकेंड है भाई। आ गए आ गए। अरे रोनी भाई किधर गए? रोनी भाई, हम आ गए स्ट्रीम पे, आ जाओ। चलो देखते हैं एक साथ आज क्या आने वाला है भाई। वो ये देखा क्या, ये नया वाला, ये लड़के का नाम नाम मैं भूल गया। और वो काफका है शायद से, काफका है ना उसका नाम, लड़की का, या फिर कुछ और है। 51 सेकेंड है बस। उरोन नाम है लड़के का। अच्छा हाँ, उरोन उरोन उरोन। और वो लड़की वो काउबॉय वाली लड़की, उसका नाम क्या है? अरे चैताली है क्या? अरे नहीं नहीं, रुको रुको, लड़के का नाम सिटलाली। अच्छा सिटलाली, काफका एचएसआर में है भाई। अरे अरे हाँ हाँ, एचएसआर में था ना, मैं उससे इसको कंपेयर कर रहा। अरे भाई काफका यार भाई, फेवरेट फीमेल प्रोटैगनिस्ट भाई, नाम तो आना चाहिए भाई काफका का। चलो स्टार्ट होने वाला है, चलो। टेलर आने वाला
We're a tribe of warriors. In ancient times, we were responsible for patrolling and defending all of Natlan.
So Oj Khan's still managing to sow discord, even after all these years.
If you want to resolve a conflict through dialogue, sometimes you need a third-party facilitator. At this time and place, I'll bet the easiest person to find is...
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
I just want to rescue someone, and Granny won't let me.
"500 years later, mystery surfaced again. I worry that we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help. Be free!
Take me up!
Time to say hello!
Knock him down.
ओ भाई, अरे भाई,
It's either your end or mine! Before the final moment truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
अरे 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 भाई, वो कुरान को भाई, वो अरे चस्का का बात कर रहे थे हम। चस्का, चस्का है उसका नाम। अरे भाई कुरान को भाई, इधर कोड को पेस्ट कर दो ना, 6LMWAVKLK35 चैट में पेस्ट कर दो।
Hey travelers, welcome to the Genshin Impact version 5.2 special program. I'm Gabe from the Loke team.
And I'm Kai. We meet again. Whoa, a cuckoosaur. Want to join us?
Hey, don't be shy. Come out and say hello.
I'm not sure what that meant, but it was adorable.
She approves of your compliment.
Hey, I didn't know you could speak Saurian.
Oh, I can't, but I can make an educated guess based on her body language.
Whoa, are all cuckoosaurs as friendly as this one?
Adult cuckoosaurs are usually very proud creatures, but there are always exceptions.
Well, since our cuckoosaur friend kicked things off for us, I know just the place to start. The Flower Feather Clan.
All right, let's do it. Cuckoosaurs live among the Flower Feather Clan, which is suspended high above the mountains. This is a tribe of warriors, and most of their people can command the power of the skies. It was the Flower Feather Clan's ancient duty to patrol and safeguard the entire region of Natlan. As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats, disseminate intel, and quickly neutralize any dangers to the nation. Though the circumstances are different now, the tribe never forgot its origins. They still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe. The trials test a pilot's skill and teamwork with the cuckoosaurs.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these cuckoosaurs.
Yeah, cuckoosaurs
Are,
are
thank
the
you,
proudest out of
Kuranako.
all the saurians. They know that they're the kings of the sky. Cuckoosaurs can consume phlogiston to climb higher or perform a horizontal roll in midair. Holding the sprint button allows them to enter an accelerated glide state after a horizontal roll. In addition, they can even use phlogiston wind tunnels to quickly cover great distances.
Okay, so I'm assuming that cuckoosaurs are really hard to tame.
Yeah, that's true. You need to prove yourself in
It
some
is something
worthwhile
up
feat,
Darjan by-
like
okay, bro,
demonstrating
okay.
exceptional archery skill during flight. That's the only way to become a true cuckoosaur rider.
Wow, that's so strict.
Yeah, tell me about it. But okay, now that we've got a glimpse of the Flower Feather Clan, it's time for a quiz.
What? Already?
Yep, I hope you're prepared. Every tribe in that land has a unique way of communicating with their saurian companions. The members of the Flower Feather Clan use a special item to summon their cuckoosaurs. What is that item?
A basket filled with their favorite foods?
Here's a hint. We just saw the answer in the previous video.
Oh, I remember now. Horn.
Ding ding ding! Cuckoosaurs live far from the tribe and from each other, so in order to summon them, the tribe's people use whistles and horns to produce loud noises. So there's your overview of cuckoosaurs. Maybe they sound a little unapproachable compared to other saurians, but don't worry, travelers. If you get into a tough situation, then Chaska, the Flower Feather Clan's expert peacemaker, can help mediate the conflict.
Knitch mentioned that her method of mediation is silencing both parties. Is that true?
Well, that's only in special cases. Most of the time, Chaska barely needs to intervene. Everyone knows what she's capable of, so people usually find a way to set aside their differences when she shows up.
Oh, so she doesn't just handle conflicts between humans and saurians. She keeps the peace between people, too.
Exactly. Chaska was corrupted by abyssal power as a child, so she has a strong compulsion to fight, but she knows how to rein it in.
Right. I heard that she was abandoned as a baby. It seems like she's been through a lot.
Yeah, but luckily for her, the cuckoosaurs took her in and raised her as one of their own. In addition to hunting and flying, Chaska gained a lot of unique combat experience from her saurian childhood. When Chaska is in your party, defeating monsters will restore phlogiston to your party. While she's in the Night Soul's blessing state, Chaska can ride and control her gun like a cuckoosaur. The Soul Sniper doesn't just increase her movement speed and resistance to interruption, it also allows her to get a better angle on her enemies.
Wow, that mid-air perspective is so cool. It seems so liberating.
Yeah, and Chaska's fierce when she's in the zone. In the Night Soul's blessing state, Chaska's normal attacks deal animo damage to enemies in front of her. Unleashing a charged attack in this state will cause Chaska to enter a special aiming mode. This allows her to lock onto a set number of enemies within range and fire up to 6 Shadow Hunt shells, which deal anemo damage upon impact. In addition, for every Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro character in your party, one of Chaska's Shadow Hunt shells will undergo an elemental conversion to deal the corresponding type of elemental damage.
Whoa, no way! So Chaska can directly deal other types of elemental damage based on the characters in her party. And since she's an animal character, she can swirl them at the same time. That's awesome!
Yeah, I know, right? Her elemental burst has a similar function too. Chaska fires a gale-splitting Soulseeker shell during her burst, which deals anemo damage. The attack then splits into 6 Soulseeker shells, which continue to attack nearby enemies. These shells can also undergo elemental conversions.
That's so cool! No wonder she's one of the strongest warriors in her tribe.
Speaking of her tribe, the warriors from the Flower Feather clan are formidable for sure, but we should also shed some light on those who aren't as skilled.
Oh, are you talking about the wingless? That's what the tribe calls people who fail the flight trials, right? They're the challengers who fail to earn the recognition of a Kukusaur.
Exactly. But the name doesn't indicate that those people are weak or deserve to be cast aside. The Flower Feather
Yes.
clan has its own definition of strength. There's a tacit understanding that the wingless are supposed to be protected until they can fly by themselves. But that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan. Someone will dare to ask, what if you didn't need a Kukusaur to fly? If you could change the rules, then maybe there wouldn't be any wingless to begin with. Now, whether that's the right path is for us to discover. Chaska will also be there to help us find the answer. So, be sure to check out Chaska's Tribal Chronicle if you're interested in what happens.
Is there anything else that you can tell us?
Remember how I mentioned that Chaska was raised by Kukusaurs?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Her Saurian mother will make an appearance in this quest. Even though she's joined human society, Chaska still goes to visit her Saurian mother on occasion, especially when she needs some help with a tough situation.
Oh, so Chaska still has a soft side, even though she's a fearsome warrior.
Definitely. The Flower Feather clan is also the setting for the Archon Quest Chapter 5 interlude, All Fires Fuel the Flame. The tribe is facing a crisis, and they'll need the traveler's help to find a solution.
What kind of crisis?
Well, the Flower Feather clan suffered the worst of the abyssal contamination during the battle in version 5.1. It's not just the human body that can't withstand high concentrations of abyssal power. For most people, it also damages the mind. Many members of the Flower Feather clan are suffering from the mental repercussions of the abyss, and the tribe is in desperate need of aid. Iansan will be there too. After rebuilding her own tribe, the Collective of Plenty, she's traveling around Natland to help those in need.
The people of Natland really value unity, don't they? No one fights alone.
Right.
That's one of my favorite things about Natland. Oh, wait. It looks like the captain will also be there.
Yes, the captain will also offer help to the tribe. You may pick up on some interesting information if you pay close attention to what he has to say. The captain rarely gives away too much information in his regular interactions, but his secrecy here seems a little peculiar. So keep an eye out, but of course, restoring Natland's fighting spirit remains the top priority. After all, the war isn't over yet. The abyssal contamination is still around, and we have a very important battle ahead. Natland needs mental fortitude more than ever before.
The Flower Feather clan is pretty close to the Masters of the Night Wind, where the Ictomosaurs live. That tribe could be another good place to recover from the battle.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
If you head west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go past the towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the mysterious Masters of the Night Wind. The tribal settlement offers a unique glowing landscape at night. If you venture even further, then you might encounter the tribe's Wath Ictomosaur Elder or one of the many shamans who can communicate with spirits. I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti art is really incredible. In fact, there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers? It's kinda tricky, right? Well, don't worry, the Ictomosaurs can help us out. Ictomosaurs are known for their wisdom. They can use their unique sight to detect things that can't be seen through normal mains.
Whoa, okay.
Right. Ectomosaurs are especially skilled at detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They can absorb power from phlogiston objects to enhance their abilities. Doing so allows them to jump higher, move faster, or even obtain surprising rewards. Ectomosaurs can also extract information from graffiti art to create special objects.
Oh, I bet that'll come in handy for solving puzzles.
Definitely, especially in Tribal Chronicles Mictlan, which will become available in version 5.2. The first 2 acts feature a lot of intriguing puzzles, so be sure to check them out, travelers. Some of them will require the help of an Ectomosaur, and others can be solved on your own.
I noticed that ectomosaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Auroron can do it too. Like the Ectomosaurs, Auroron has the ability to rise into the air. He also has a keen sense of perception. While charging an aimed shot, Auroron will enter the Spirit Speaker state, allowing him to extract power from Natlan's graffiti and runes.
Speaking of Auroron, I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1 Archon quest, I thought that he looked like a stern, stoic, and harsh type of character. But as it turns out, he's just a sweet kid.
Yeah, it's kind of unexpected, right? Is he really that sweet though? Just to think about all the sneaking around behind his granny's back.
Ah, true.
The tribespeople of the Masters of the Nightwind are known for being eccentric. But Auroron really takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it sounds like he does things his own way. I wonder if that extends to his combat abilities.
It does. Auroron is a bit different from the Natlan characters we've met so far. He doesn't need to depend on the Night Soul's Blessing state to gain Night Soul points, and he can maintain the Night Soul's Blessing state even while he's off-field.
Ah, that does sound different from the other Natlan characters. So how do his abilities work?
Let me start by explaining how Auroron gains Night Soul points. This can happen in multiple ways. For example, Auroron can gain Night Soul points when one of his party members triggers a Night Soul burst. He can also gain them when other party members deal Hydro or Electro attacks to enemies after Auroron unleashes his elemental skill.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well with Hydro and Electro characters.
Yep. And in combat, when enemies take damage from electro-charged reactions or other party members deal Night Soul aligned damage, Auroron can consume Night Soul points to enter the Night Soul's Blessing state and trigger the Hypersense effect, dealing electro damage.
Oh, I see. So you need to pair him with the right characters if you want him to gain Night Soul points, enter the Night Soul's Blessing state, and trigger the effect.
Exactly. Though I should mention that Auroron doesn't need to be on the field to trigger the Hypersense effect.
Wait, he can trigger it even while he's off-field? That sounds really useful.
Totally. His Elemental Burst provides a convenient way to deal damage and support your party. Auroron performs an ancient reach-roll with his burst to summon a supersonic Oculus, which taunts nearby enemies to draw them in. Once they're up close, the Oculus releases a sound wave to deal damage.
That should be great for crowd control.
Yes! With Auroron in your party, dealing with large groups of enemies should be a lot easier. And speaking of making things easier, Auroron can also improve the exploration experience by boosting the gliding speed of your characters.
Awesome.
Auroron really cherishes his friends. With a little teamwork on his side, I'm sure victory will always be within reach.
Cool. So we introduced 2 of the upcoming regions in this update, the Flowerfeather clan and the Masters of the Nightwind. But there's more. Version 5.2 actually introduces another new region. It's called Ochkanatlan.
Oh, I think we caught a glimpse of this ancient city when we were looking at the Flowerfeather clan. It's really beautiful from far away, but those clouds look kind of ominous. It looks completely abandoned. Is it dangerous?
Yes, this is a restricted area in that land due to its severe abyssal contamination, and it seems uninhabited. Over the years, many adventurers have come here in search of treasure or to slay the dragon. Unfortunately, none of them have ever returned. The Flower Feather clan often sends riders to patrol the area and to prevent people from getting too close.
Wait, did you say slay the dragon?
Yeah, I know we introduced some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature is actually really terrifying. It occupies this ancient city and guards it fiercely. If it detects an intruder, then it will attack without hesitation.
Okay, that's pretty concerning.
It's easy to take human-saurian coexistence for granted these days, but it actually took generations of effort to reach this point. This relationship wasn't nearly so harmonious in the ancient past. Travelers will need to explore Ochkanat land to uncover the reason behind this dragon's rampage. Of course, travelers won't have to do this alone. Here, take a look.
Oh, what's that?
This is a very important companion who will help us explore Ochkanat land. His name is Kokoweek. As for his power, well, why don't you take a guess?
Okay, is he our moral support? You know, maybe he could make a cute noise every now and then to cheer us up.
Hey, let's not put our Tepetlosaur friend out of a job. Little one works really hard.
Okay, then I've got nothing.
Remember how I mentioned that Ochkanat land is heavily corroded by the abyss? Well, that's where Kokoweek comes in. We can use his power to clear abyssal contamination. Follow the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power. Once Kokoweek has enough power, you can take him to track down the evil dragon.
What a useful little guy.
I know, right? Now, travelers can explore Ochkanat land with two companions, Kokoweek and Little One. In fact, I've heard there's even a special token around here that can enable Little One to traverse a volcano. A new adventure with Little One awaits in version 5.2. This update will bring us one step closer to uncovering the mysteries of Little One's past. Familiar saurian companions can also help us explore Ochkanat land. For example, with the help of a Kaholasaur, we can evade source mechanism attacks. With the help of an Ikitomisaur, we can solve certain puzzles. With the help of a Kukusaur, we might even be able to chase down the evil dragon. But we'll leave the rest for you to discover, travelers.
Wait, are those some kind of lava fish? Does this mean we can fish in that land?
Yes, but I've got some friendly advice, travelers. You should be very careful while exploring Ochkanat land. Some of the abyssal monsters here can distort their appearance to mimic powerful enemies. High-level monsters such as the tenebrous Papilla can mimic even stronger enemies.
Huh? It looks like these monsters take the form of plants outside of combat.
Yep, that's true. The Abyss has corroded Natland's ley lines, allowing these monsters to read the memories inside of them and mimic creatures from Tevat.
How do we defeat them?
Travelers will need to use elemental attacks to break the enemy's protective void wards. Doing so allows them to take damage and causes them to enter a brief state of confusion. Night Soul-aligned elemental attacks are especially effective against these wards.
Wow, the Abyss has gotten so advanced. It's scary to think about how much harder these fights will get if these abyssal monsters continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a lot of information to take in at once. But before we take our first break, we still have a couple of short announcements. Really short, I promise. First up, limited time exploration rewards will be available in version 5.2. Just like in version 5.1, travelers can earn up to 400 extra Primo Gems, and the rewards will be available all the way through version 5.3. It's now time to introduce the event wishes. In the first half of version 5.2, travelers can look forward to event wishes from Chaska and Lenny. Auroron will also receive a drop rate boost. And in the second half of version 5.2, we'll have returning event wishes for Zhongli and New Villette. The weapon banner will feature a new 5-star bow, Astro Vulture's Crimson Plumage, and 2 new Natland specific 4-star weapons. Be sure to check them out if you're interested.
Alright, it's time for our first break. Once we come back, we'll dive right into the event portion. Welcome back, travelers.
Welcome back! Let's dive straight into the event section. So in the first event, we'll get to learn more about the Masters of the Nightwind.
That's right. In the version 5.2 event, Ikitomi Spirit-Seeking Scrolls, travelers will team up with Citlali and Auroran to get to the bottom of a mysterious accident that occurred within their tribe.
Travelers will need to complete combat challenges to defeat enemies who try to disrupt the ritual. They'll also need to reconstruct scenes from the tribe's woven scrolls and gather lost spirits scattered throughout the region. Travelers will only be able to uncover the truth if they collect all the clues. But don't worry, there are also various rewards to earn along the way, including Primo Gems.
Ooh, I really like the vibe of this event. It looks like Citlali is performing some kind of ritual. It's also mysterious.
When a situation gets tough, it's Granny to the rescue!
Definitely.
Citlali and Auroran have some really fun dialogue in this event.
I'm always grabbing the popcorn whenever these two interact. They're practically a two-person show. And speaking of fun, let's get into the event gameplay. First up is the Search for Lost Spirits minigame. Travelers will have to work together to herd the scattered roaming spirits into specific zones to earn points. Pay attention to the conditions on the field if you want a higher score. For example, travelers can jump on stone slabs that appear on the field. These slabs will break open and release even more spirits. Storms may also appear during the game. You can track down spirits more effectively if you pay attention to the direction of the storms.
In Evil Banisher, travelers will need to select the right teams to complete the objectives. Completing all of the objectives will award you the Banishing Aura, which allows you to deal AoE damage by spraying paint at enemies.
That paint really matches the Masters of the Nightwind's aesthetic. It's super cool.
Yeah, and so does the Spirit Loom in restoring fragmented records. Citlali will use her powers to reveal special fragments. Travelers will need to piece these fragments together and assemble them on a woven scroll.
Make sure that you pay attention to the order and positions of the fragments. Oh, there's something else that we should mention. Travelers can obtain a new 4-star sword by completing this event. The design definitely fits the Masters of the Nightwind. It looks like some kind of ceremonial artifact.
I totally agree. Oh, and this event will allow travelers to learn more about Natlan's secrets. For example, this quest will reveal new clues about a mysterious and legendary place, the Mare Javari.
Wow, we've been hearing about this place since Mondstadt. It'll be nice to get some new information. On a related note, the Adventurers Guild has prepared a new trial for its members. Active adventurers have been invited to take on the challenge, including the Traveler. Travelers will need to complete various challenges with designated characters and fully leverage their skills to earn rewards. I know you're up to the challenge, Travelers. Good luck!
In Mondstadt-related news, the Knights of Favonius are conducting a war game to improve security tactics in the region. And who better to test these tactics than the Honorary Knight? Be sure to pay close attention to the game, since the format has changed this time. Travelers will need to select combat units and stratagems to deploy against the opposing formation. Once the lineup is set, the monsters will fight automatically. Available combat units and stratagems are completely random, just to build some unpredictability into the wargame. The chances of encountering elite combat units increases as the wargame progresses. Even more elite monsters will be available for travelers to use. It's a volatile environment, so do your best to win as many rounds as possible, earn wargame medals, and collect the rewards.
Alright, let's keep the excitement rolling in this next event. We actually have a demo, so please take a look.
Oh, looks like they're selecting tactics. Double damage? That sounds powerful. Whoa, it's automated. Cool! The elemental reaction effects are completely different.
This brand new heated battle mode is called Automatic Artistry. Powerful support cards have been added for nearly every elemental reaction. Choose cards that align with your strategies to trigger powerful elemental reactions. The effects will change depending on how you play. In addition, the overall gameplay is very laid back. Characters will automatically duel each other and skill animations are now shorter in length.
Wow, it's like we got a whole new Genius Invocation TCG after coming back from Natlan. Talk about whiplash.
That's right. Even if you've never played Genius Invocation before, I really recommend checking out this new gameplay mode in version 5.2. The new version will also bring a few updates to regular Genius Invocation TCG.
Do you ever feel a little cooped up while you're playing card games? Well, don't worry about that. Our next event will give travelers the opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors. In Claw Convoy, travelers will need to help Lamia track down some adopted animals. Travelers will be able to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool. Once you've managed to deduce their location, you'll be able to track them down. Once the animals are safe and sound, travelers will receive a gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them. I feel like Auroran would really shine in this event. He's definitely an animal lover.
I can see that. I'm sure that he would jump at the chance to meet animals from other nations.
Yeah.
Finally, the Leyline Overflow event will return in version 5.2. If you need Mora or character EXP materials, then keep an eye out.
Alright, let's dive into some updates and game optimizations. First up is the change to the Imaginarium Theater. Previously, travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the Fantasia Tome to continue. Travelers provided feedback that this setup interrupted their experience. So, this will no longer be the case in version 5.2. Now, after finishing a battle, all you need to do is click Next Act if you want to keep fighting.
Nice. Travelers can now enjoy the thrill of combat without any interruptions.
And for all the generous travelers who like to configure supports for their friends, a supporting caster record has been added in the new update. You can now check which friends have borrowed your supports by looking at the supporting cast screen.
Cool. It'll be nice to know that our supports are helping people out.
Yup. Oh, and the party configuration mechanic has also been optimized. Besides the elemental filtering, the Imaginarium Theater will now feature recommended row icons, elemental statistics, and markers for the main types of enemies.
That is so helpful. I'll occasionally put together a random team if I've just started experimenting with some characters, but this information should make it a lot easier to form strategic teams.
These markers will display key information on how to counter enemies, but in a much more prominent position. Hopefully, this change will make it easier for travelers to form the best teams.
Yes. Now we can directly see which elements work best against specific enemies. That's definitely going to save some time.
For sure. And we can expect even more optimizations in the future as travelers continue to provide valuable feedback about their experiences. Okay, let's introduce the other system optimizations coming in version 5.2. You can outsort 5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them, from the most recent to the oldest. Second, the animations for crafting materials, forging weapons, building furniture, and cooking dishes are now shorter in length.
That's really nice. The dev team designed a lot of intricate animations for these features, but it can feel a bit frustrating when you have to watch them over and over again.
There will also be several optimizations for the Serena Teapot. The seed dispensary can now hold more of every type of seed. You'll be able to purchase wood at the Realm Depot in exchange for Realm currency. In addition, the cooldown for the boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced to 5 seconds. This way, it will be easier for travelers to collect wood.
Awesome. I've been meaning to use some cool replicas in my Serena Teapot, but I'm always short on wood. So this should be really helpful.
Nice! I'm so excited for you! Oh, and optimizations have been made to artifact locking. The updated lock assistance interface will allow you to configure lock settings with a single click. Just hit Use Recommended Settings and you're set. The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically based on popular in-game configurations. Of course, if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The update also allows you to batch lock artifacts in your inventory based on the recommended general lock plan and set lock plans. This will make it much faster to organize your inventory. In addition, a shortcut button that navigates to the lock assistance interface will be added to the Artifact Domain Challenge screen and the Artifact Acquisition screen. This should make it easier for travelers to configure their locking rules whenever they want. A star feature will also be added next to the lock button on each artifact. Travelers can use this feature to mark their favorite artifacts and filter by stars to quickly track them down.
Finally, treasure compasses will now be able to locate even more treasure locations, including Sealies and time trial challenges. A quick swap feature will also be added for treasure compasses and Oculus resonance stones. Enabling this feature will allow travelers to more easily use these devices across regions. The feature will automatically switch to the compass or stone that corresponds to your location in the game.
Awesome.
Be sure to check out future announcements for more details on the version 5.2 optimizations.
All right, that was a lot of info, so this seems like a good time for our second break.
It's time for the third redemption code. Welcome back, travelers! What else do we have on the agenda, Gabe?
We have some very exciting news to share. After the version update on November 20th, travelers will be able to play Genshin Impact on the Xbox Series X and S. Log into Genshin Impact on Xbox Series X and S consoles to receive the Wind Glider Wings of Fate's Course Intertwined. Additionally, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can play Genshin Impact via cloud gaming. They'll also find extra rewards in their in-game mailbox.
Awesome!
All right, that should be everything. That means that we've reached the end of the special program. Is there anything that you want to say before we go, Kai?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to all the new characters. Chaska and her weapons seem really incredible. I'd love to see how her travel chronicle unfolds because she has such an amazing personality. And Auroran seems like a very layered character. The storytelling is definitely going to shine. What about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm just so excited for players to experience more of the Natlan storyline, and we have so much to explore this time. I mean, 2 new tribes and a new area as well. And one thing I've always loved about Genshin Impact is how it's multi-platform. Like, I'm always logging in on different devices depending on where I am, so it's just exciting to see another platform become available for everyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, on that note, I hope you have fun with the new version, travelers.
Bye!
Bye!
अरे वेलकम बैक को भाई। आपका आपका प्रॉब्लम हुआ, ये हुआ क्या बोलते हैं, प्रॉब्लम को ठीक हुआ भाई? आप तो मिस कर दिए इसका स्पेशल प्रोग्राम को। प्रॉब्लम ठीक हुआ क्या? ओके लेट्स गो। ओके वन सेक। स्टैट क्या है? 46 भाई मास चीज आने वाली है इसके नेक्स्ट वाले वर्जन में, मास चीज ना भाई। पूरा देखा टीसी का सर्वर में कोड डालना था तो वहाँ बिजी था। अच्छा 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 अच्छा, ठीक है, समझ गया भाई, समझ गया रे। ओके ओके भाई, मस्त है भाई, बहुत कुछ आ रहा है, बहुत प्रीमो देगा रे। 5.3 पे मापिका पे यूज कर पाएंगे हम। सोच रहे हैं कि चस्का भी ले ले भाई, चस्का भी मस्त है और अलग ही लेवल है भाई उसका एनिमो यूज, अलग ही लेवल का एनिमो यूजर है चस्का। स्टॉप ऑफ होमा पे 2 पुल कर दूं क्या? स्टॉप ऑफ होमा भी चाहिए मेरे को, होमा भी चाहिए एक। स्टॉप ऑफ होमा मिल सकता है क्या मेरे को? रुको कितना पीटी है देख लेता हूँ मैं पहले। पीटी नहीं है, 520 550 20 पुल्स है, 20 पुल्स 20 पीटी है। ओके हाई कमीशन भी कंप्लीट हो गया, कहाँ से? एक सेकंड, कमीशन देखना है मेरे को पहले। फाइंड द मिसिंग। ओके ये एक्सप्लोरेशन क्वेस्ट है क्या भाई? ये एक्सप्लोरेशन वाला क्वेस्ट है क्या ये वाला? ओके टॉक टू केता, डिफीट ट्राइबल वॉरियर्स, कंप्लीट टाइम चैलेंज, स्पीड टू स्प्रिंट चैलेंज। ओके ये क्या है ये? इसको देखना पड़ेगा। क्या बोलते हो कुरेनो को भाई, चस्का पे पुल करना चाहिए या नहीं? कैसा लगा चस्का आपको? ओके मेरा गेम आज चिपक रहा है, क्यों इतना चिपक क्यों रहा है? दिक्कत है क्या है इस गेम को मेरे से?
Whoa, this place looks so different now. What happened here?
अरे कुरेनो को भाई मेरा आवाज़ आ रहा है कि नहीं भाई? मेरे को लग रहा है मेरा आवाज़ नहीं आ रहा भाई। हेलो, मेरा आवाज़ आ रहा है क्या कुरेनो को भाई?
Phlogiston engraving is quite the deep field of study.
मेरे को चस्का उतना अच्छा नहीं लगा, तुम्हें पसंद है तो ले लो, मुझे नूबी चाहिए। अच्छा नूबी पे पुल कर रहे हो? नूबी आपके पास नहीं है क्या कुरेनो को भाई? पहली बार नहीं मिला था आपको? तुम्हें ठीक है, आवाज़ आ रहा है। अच्छा 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 ठीक है भाई, ठीक है। नूबी क्या भाई आपका कॉन्स्टेलेशन चाहिए या फिर आपका नूबी ही चाहिए? मेरे को भाई आरले चाहिए। आरले कब आने वाला है? आरले चाहिए, मॉबी का भी चाहिए। नेक्स्ट वर्जन में मॉबी का आएगा शायद से, उसको लेना है मेरे को। होल्ड कर जाऊंगा। आई एम क्या हुआ रे? व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द अब न्यू फॉर ओ अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, इसीलिए नहीं मिला। ठीक है, नूबी ले लो भाई, नूबी जोपी। भाई कौन सा लेना है बताओ, ये कौन सा है? क्वेश्चन का आंसर तो भाई मेरे को ना पता, मैं नाइटला नहीं खेला। व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द ट्राइब वेयर द क्या यमाकसर लिव? अच्छा ये तो मेरे को पता है, ये कौन सा है? मास्टर ऑफ ना, हाँ ये ना लास्ट वाला ना, ना द फ्लो फ्लावर। कौन सा वाला था? कौन सा वाला है भाई? रुक बताता। हाँ हाँ हाँ, कौन सा वाला है, कौन सा वाला है? मेरे को लग रहा था यामाकासुरस टाइप, ये जो है लास्ट वाला यही होना चाहिए। ये है या फिर द पावर टाइप तो नहीं है, वही है शायद से। मेरे को तो लगता है लास्ट वाला है। कौन सा वाला है बताओ रे, कोई तो बताओ। ऐ, अरे यार ये डायलॉग बॉक्स तो बहुत अच्छा है। ऑप्शन वाटर थिंकिंग अबाउट, ओके आई एम ओके। कौन सा वाला होगा? ये बता सकता है क्या भाई कौन सा वाला है ये? मेरे को तो लास्ट वाला लग रहा था, यामाकासुरस टाइप। यामाकासुरस। लास्ट वाला था। अरे दे देते हैं, छोड़ो भाई। अरे नहीं है, नहीं है, नहीं नहीं है, नहीं है। The sounds of the children of because emerged out care ceaselessly among the speaks. They are super relatives myth. Okay, stone so they are Mars. I was say who is the companion of the children of echoes? What is their true name? बताओ 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 बताओ। कोरोना को भाई, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। चिल्ड्रन ऑफ इकोज का कॉम्पेनियन का नाम क्या है भाई? ट्रू नेम क्या है? ट्रू नेम पता नहीं, मुझे याद नहीं है। अरे भाई कौन सा दे दे? हेल बर्ड क्रैश, ये गया। अरे ये भी नहीं है, वाह। अरे यार, व्हाट इज द टाइप ऑफ मास मीटर कांस्टेंट? फ्लोजिस्टन है भाई। टैप क्या लिख रहे हो भाई? थर्ड वाला फ्लोजिस्टन, ये माइनर। अरे भाई फिर से गलत अरे यार, अरे ये डिप्रेस हो गया भाई। मेरा आंसर सुन के ये डिप्रेशन में आ गया। लॉल भाई क्या ही दल्लागिरी है भाई। छोड़ो दल्ला को, फिर से गलत भूल गया सब। अरे भाई ना, कौन याद रखता है इतना भाई? दल्ले लोग क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है। कलेक्ट कर लेता हूँ डेली से। Claim. Okay, next one. All claimed. Dispatch. Okay. 11 हुआ बीपी भाई। 50 हो जाना चाहिए था। 11 हुआ अभी तक। ट्राइबल कॉनिकल्स है इधर अवेलेबल है। ओके, ये नहीं खुला। ये कौन सा एनिमी है कि किधर? सीक्रेट सोर्स ऑफ ऑटोमेशन डिवाइस वाला। ओके, हाँ, क्या करना है? रेजिन उड़ाना है। रेजिन अभी भी बचा हुआ है, 80 रेजिन बचा हुआ है। कहाँ गया? फाउंटेन जाना है मेरे को, इधर से। हाँ, टीसी को आईडी देना इक्वल टू बर्बादी। अरे यार भाई वो मेरा डिलीट करने के लिए मैंने उसको दिया था आईडी। रुको मैं ये कर लेता हूँ पार्टी चेंज। एक सेकंड, ये वाला चेंज क्यों करना है? ये तो ये भी नहीं है, ये भी नहीं है। ये कौन सा टीम है बे? बवाल टीम है। चेंज करो इसको भाई। रुको इसका टीम मैं सेटअप कर देता हूँ। ये वाला टीम अच्छा
What
है।
is the situation?
बवाल टीम है बे। लेवल लेवल 50 भी नहीं किया साला। अरे भाई कितना लेवल है उसका? टीसी भाई का लेवल कितना है? अरे मेरा ये मार गया। अरे 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 डिवाइस घूम गया दल्ला।
The Temple of Wisdom. Everyone hold hands. Lightning terrified. Here comes the catch.
भाई मर जाएगा मर जाएगा। मत मार मत मार मत मार।
Shine down. Inazuma shines
दल्ला
eternal.
मारे ही जा रहा है भाई। ए मरना मत
There is
मरना
no
मत।
escape. Out of my way. Dissipate. Let's make her a little. Gotcha. Shine down. Roll.
मेरा नाहिदा का क्या हो गया? डैमेज क्यों नहीं दे रहा? क्या सीन है उसका? नाहिदा का क्या हो गया रे? 767 इनोवेंटर मास्टरी वाला ये है। 55 142 फिर भी नहीं डैमेज दे रहा। सीन क्या है इसका? चाहिए क्या तुमको जिंदगी से? जिंदगी से चाहिए क्या? ओहो ओके एलिमेंटल मास्टरी है। एलिमेंटल मास्टरी थोड़ा बहुत है। ये तो एलिमेंटल मास्टरी वाला लगा है। एलिमेंटल मास्टरी ये क्रीडेड वाला लगाया हमने। ठीक है चलेगा अभी के लिए। बाद में अच्छा मिलता है तो देखते हैं। अरे यार दल्ला आर्टिफैक्ट भी नहीं देता। आर्टिफैक्ट भी नहीं देता। TC 56 है शायद। अच्छा TC 56 तो फिर 50 तो हो गया भाई। 50 आप बोल रहे थे 50 लेवल नहीं हो। 50 तो कर दिया उसने। 56 हाँ 56 के आसपास ही है। मेरे को बोला था 56 हो
Make
गया।
yourselves at home. Hey. Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now. I'll settle this.
ओ डैमेज है बहुत ज़्यादा। बहुत डैमेज हुआ। अभी हुआ ना? अभी हुआ सही चीज। अच्छा TC का यार। अच्छा समझ गया।
Illusion shattered. I see everything.
अरे यार मर जा भाई।
For a fight.
ओके तुम बीपी का लेवल पूछे क्या? हाँ बीपी का लेवल पूछा था मैंने। ठीक कहा आपने भाई। मैं समझ गया। बीपी का मेरा 11 है भाई। उसका भी 50 नहीं होगा शायद। वो भी भाई कभी कभी खेलता है उसका अकाउंट। मेरा अकाउंट थोड़ा बहुत खेलता है तो उसका भी शायद से 50 नहीं हुआ भाई। मेरा भी 50 नहीं है उसका भी 50 नहीं है भाई। क्या सब आया है भाई? न्यू इको स्टेज अनलॉक्ड। ओके ये 22 डेज रिमेनिंग है। ओके कैस्ट टाइप फंक्शन। ओके नहीं चाहिए कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए। ये क्या है? ये तो हो गया। इसको क्यों करना? उसका नहीं हुआ शायद। अरे हाँ 50 नहीं हुआ होगा कभी क्योंकि उसका अकाउंट भी वो उतना ज़्यादा नहीं खेलता। पूरा कंप्लीट करना पड़ेगा। हाँ भाई इस पे रिवार्ड दे रहा है। पीमो दे रहा है क्या भाई? अच्छा है मेरे को देख लेना तो फिर से। जॉब की वजह से भी जी है लौंडा। हाँ उसका जॉब चल रहा है भाई। और क्या करे लौंडा? जॉब भी करना है स्ट्रीम भी करना है तो नहीं हो पाता। वही सीन हो गया। भागो 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 भागो। कॉन्डेंस बना लेता हूँ। अब थोड़ा आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट कर लेता हूँ, क्या बोलते हो पुराने को भाई? थोड़ा आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट कर लो भाई। ये वाला पीमो चाहिए मेरे को। कौन सा वाला है ना? ये वाला पीमो देगा ना भाई आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट करने पे? आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट अनलॉक्ड द रेनबो डिस्टेंट चाइल्ड, ये वाला एक है, इधर एक है। ये एक्सप्लोरेशन वाला तो अभी 52 डेज है, ये तो होगा कंप्लीट बिटवीन प्लेज एंड ओके। ये वाला ठीक है। यस 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 यस, ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है। चलो फिर आर्कन क्वेस्ट कर लेता हूँ भाई, कब एक्सपायर हो जाए पता नहीं। ओके 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 ओके, एक सेकंड। एक सेकंड रुकना भाई। ओके वन सेकंड। चलो हो गया। भागो 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 भागो। अरे अरे यार, मेरा हाथ लगने से ये हो गया।
That's Waina, the tribal chief. Let's head over to him.
आ गया ऊपर।
Chaska.
जब बहुत ज्यादा बाकी बचा है, तेरा क्वेस्ट जल्दी कर लेना। हाँ हाँ वही कर रहा हूँ
Nice
मैं।
to see you again, Waina. I'm afraid we don't have time for pleasantries, so I'll get right to it. We're here for the Spirit Speaker Stone.
Whoa, hold on a second. At least...
My friend Kachina is trapped within the Night Kingdom. We need the stone to find her ancient name and rescue her.
Rescue her? From the...
That's right.
I'm sorry, but someone needs to tell you what you don't want to hear. Going there. A mature warrior would never make such a foolish... The nature of battle is unpredictable. You never know how it's going to end. Losing a friend is tragic, but when that happens, the best thing you can do is focus on how to prevent further casualties.
अरे 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 भाई, ये नेदरलैंड भाई बहुत मतलब ये नेशन ऑफ वॉर है, बट इधर का माहौल देखो भाई। भाई लोगों का अटायर देखो भाई, क्या क्या अजब अजब अटायर्स है भाई। और पीछे का बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक देख रहे हो, हुलाला 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 चल रहा है भाई। क्या ही अलग ही नेशन है भाई, ये अलग ही मजा है इस नेशन का।
I appreciate what you're trying to say, Chief Waina. But if the price of maturity is abandoning a friend in need, I'll choose foolishness any day. If Kachina's still holding on, then so will I.
I thought you might say that.
Is something wrong, Waina? This doesn't seem like you. Life isn't complete without taking risks. That's always been your mantra.
It's nothing. The Night Kingdom is a dangerous place. Can't blame me for checking if you were up to the task. If you're that determined, far be it from me to stop you. Here's the stone. Keep it safe, okay? It's not like we have a spare.
Thank you.
आगे का क्वेस्ट देखो तब पता चलेगा नेशन ऑफ वॉर का मतलब। अच्छा ठीक है भाई, समझ गया क्या बोलना चाह रहे हो।
Oh, Chaska's a peacekeeper, so she's famous throughout the tribes. She's always the one people call to resolve conflicts, so we slowly got to know each other that way. Her younger sister Quichi's always hanging around our tribe too. She's helped us out a lot in the past.
आज भाई ये देख के आर्कॉन को ये क्या बोलते हैं, लाइव स्ट्रीम देख के स्पॉइलर मिल गया भाई आर्कॉन को इसका। क्या ही बोले।
I'll introduce you to her sometime. But let's get back to business. Waina, how do we use the stone?
As you probably know, your intended destination is completely different from the real world. The Night Kingdom is like a river flowing with concepts, and the ancient name you seek is like a tiny fish swimming downstream. In that sense, the stone is like a fishing boat drifting down the river, but the boat alone isn't enough. You need a fisherman experienced enough to steer
अभी
it
तो
in the right
5.0 का बात कर रहा हो, खतरनाक वन में रियल वॉर। अच्छा
ourselves.
हाँ ये पहले का
I'm sure
क्वेस्ट
you
था भाई।
could,
अभी
have
भी
the
इस वर्षन
strength
का
and
क्वेस्ट
the
में नहीं आया,
talent.
मेरे को भी लग रहा है
If you
वही.
want to make sure this works, though, I could recommend someone to you.
Who?
Vichama, a legendary warrior and scout from our tribe. He's got a keen eye and a well-honed intuition. Even his ancient name means to seek. If you're fishing for a name, you're gonna want him on the boat.
Bichama? Why does that name sound familiar? He's one of Auntie Atea's hot spring buddies. I've heard stories about him. Where can we find him?
Ever since Malco passed, he spends most of his time gazing out at the scenery from the cliff tops. Follow the path that way, and I'm sure you'll find him.
Thank you. We'll go look for him there.
Good luck. I hope everything goes well.
Someone admiring the scenery from the cliff tops. Ah! That must be him! Hello there, are you Vichama?
That's me. Did you need something? What? You're saying you can bring someone back from the Night Kingdom? How is that even possible? No, if you really think about it, anything's possible in that kind of place. But that would mean...
Are you okay? You don't look so good.
Everything's fine. I'll help you, but I do have a small request. After I help you find Kachina's ancient name, I want to use the stone to look for my friends as well.
Your friend? Oh, why not mention someone named Malco? Is that who you're talking about?
Yes, but I'd rather not get into it if it's all the same to you.
That's not a problem. We agree to your request.
Yeah. Since you're helping us find Kachina's ancient name, it's only right that we return the favor.
Then we're agreed. Can I have a look at the stone? I see. From what I can tell, it functions almost like an abyssal pylon. Both connect the Night Kingdom to the living world. Once the connection is established, the abyss will come surging through the opening like a predator honing in on the scent of blood. So we have to be sure not to use it in a tribal settlement.
Wow, you got all that just from looking at it?
I just picked up on the basics, really. I still have no idea why it works. You said someone named Lali invented this. They must be a genius. I'll go find an open area and start setting things up. In the meantime, I need you to get 2 things for me.
We'll go right away. What do you need?
First, I'll need some hook ropes. Pretty much every store around here carries them, so no need to go anywhere special. Oh, and I need to build a net out of them, so make sure you get a good amount.
Wait, are you saying you're going to use a real net to catch Kachina's ancient name? How does that work when one's tangible and one's not?
By creating something tangible in our world, like a net, we can create a connection to a corresponding concept in the Night Kingdom. Basically, I'm going to use the concept of a net to catch something equally intangible, an ancient name.
Oh, I see. What about the second thing you needed?
Right. I need 2 chunks of obsidian. Once we bring the ancient names into our world, we'll need a place to store them. Normally, you can only get obsidian from the Children of Echoes, but I heard there's a traveling merchant from that tribe around here somewhere, so maybe you can try your luck there.
Gotcha!
All right, let's split up. See that clearing? Let's meet over there when you're done. Oh, and you can send someone with me if you want. In case you're worried I might take the stone for myself.
What do you think, Chaska?
मैं आया थोड़ी देर में। अच्छा ठीक है भाई, आ जाओ। मैं तब तक करता हूँ आर्कन क्वेस्ट, थोड़ा प्रोग्रेस कर लेता हूँ।
I appreciate it, even though that doesn't mean much to me anymore. Anyway, it'll take some time to set everything up, so no need to rush. I'll see you in a bit.
What an odd guy. He seems so defeated, but also really invested in the stone at the same time.
I don't have any more insight than you, Paimon. Let's just focus on the preparations for now. Hang on, Kachina. We're coming for you.
Emotional support is important.
Hello. Do you have any hook ropes for sale?
Hook ropes? As in rock climbing equipment?
Yes. How much for your whole stock?
Oh, the whole thing? Let me see. That would be 30,000 mora in total. Deal?
Deal.
Wait. Really?
What, you want me to drive down the price? We just need these as fast as possible. Thanks.
Oh, no problem at all. I'll even pass along some information on the house. These ropes are usually used by rock climbing enthusiasts. If you want to learn, Roka's the person you want to ask. All right. That's everything. Here you go.
Now we need the obsidian. Let's go talk to the traveling merchant Bichama mentioned.
Excuse me, do you sell obsidian?
Why, yes. I've got a chunk for sale right over there.
Perfect. Is that the only one, though? We actually need two.
That might be tough. Tell you what, I'll take a look through these boxes over here and we'll see what we can find.
Thank you so much.
Relax. Everything's going according to plan.
I know, it's just... I could tell Vichama feels the same way about his friend that I do about Kachina. I hope this chunk of obsidian isn't the only one. Kachina always carries all sorts of shiny stones with her. If I was the one trapped in the Night Kingdom, she'd have a whole pile of obsidian ready in a heartbeat.
Well, would you look at that? I did bring an extra. Here you go, young lady. How does it look?
Perfect! Thank you. How much do I owe you?
If you hadn't shown up, these stones would have just sat here collecting dust. I'll take 3,000 mora for both. Here you go. By the way, I heard you mention Vichama just now. You running an errand for him then? How's he doing? Malco's been gone for 5 years now. It's about time he started to move forward.
Do you know what happened between them?
I heard about it in passing while I was out drinking one night, but I don't know all the details. Bichama and Malco grew up together, and even made a name for themselves together. Malco was an amazing fighter, capable of knocking out multiple opponents in a single hit, while Vichama excelled at scouting and analyzing the battlefield. The two made an excellent team, and managed to beat back the Abyss several times. 5 years ago, they both emerged triumphant in the pilgrimage, and were placed on the same team to fight the Abyss. But on the eve of battle, the Abyss launched an attack on their tribe, and Bichama suffered an injury to his leg while attempting to rescue someone.
Then what happened?
The team agreed that he couldn't fight the Abyss in his condition. Vichama didn't argue. He knew going to the front lines with an injured leg would make him a burden in battle. So they raised the issue with the Pyro Archon, and she agreed to let him stay behind. It's just... Melko and the others ended up facing hordes of abyssal monsters in numbers that far exceeded anyone's expectations. The team made an error in judgment, and they fell to the onslaught. Vichama went into a deep depression after that. He blames himself for everything. Oh, you're not wrong. But it's possible he chooses to blame himself. Not because he did something wrong, but because he wasn't able to do anything at all. I've tried convincing him to move forward, to stop dwelling on the past. But the shadow of Malko's death hangs over him still. The Abyss has caused so much suffering, and some wounds never heal. I wish there was something he could do to make himself feel better. But... anyway, that's the gist of it. Maybe you could...
अरे हेलो हेलो गौरव भाई, क्या हालचाल? कहाँ थे इतने दिन से भाई? कल नहीं आया स्ट्रीम पे आपका भाई, कितना ये कर रहे थे आपके लिए, कितना वेट कर रहे थे, अब नहीं आया कल स्ट्रीम पे भाई। क्या हालचाल गौरव भाई, कैसे हो? आया था, हाँ 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 हाँ, याद आया, चैट नहीं पा रहा था। अरे आया था, आके आपने भाग गया, आप भाग गए, एक मैसेज करके भाग गए। आप क्या ही बोले भाई, हम कब से बुला रहे थे आपको। उसके बाद
As agreed, I'll help you find Kachina's ancient name, and then you return the favor.
और बताओ क्या हालचाल गौरव भाई, आपका ये खत्म हुआ, आपका फंक्शन खत्म हुआ भाई?
Go ahead. After Malko fell, I scoured the battlefield to see what happened. It turned out he wasn't bested by some impossibly powerful foe. He was dragged to his grave by the sheer number of enemies.
ओह अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है भाई।
I would have been able to sense the danger. I could have warned them not to
नहीं भाई,
advance.
अरे फंक्शन चल रहा है भाई का, अरे बहुत बढ़िया भाई।
For what happened.
ओहो चास्का का क्या है ये?
When you told me about
ओ भाई,
Kachina, I realized there's a chance Malko might also be alive, fighting for survival in the Night Kingdom.
But that happened several years ago, right? The Pyro Archon said all life within the Night Kingdom eventually becomes one with the Sea of Souls.
There might not be much hope, but I still have to try. Malko and I promised each other, even if we never managed to root out the Abyss for good, we would fight together until the end. All right, let's get to it. I'll start searching for the conceptualized version of Kachina's ancient name. If you see any fragments scattered around the area, please collect them.
क्या चल रहा है भाई, क्या चल रहा है?
Make sure you prepare yourselves for battle. As I said, the stone will link the mortal realm to the Night Kingdom. The Abyss will likely emerge in response.
चलो भाई, अभी होगा बूम बम।
Look at that golden thing. It must be one of those fragments Vichama mentioned. Let's get closer. Oblivion!
There is no escape! Game's up. Fun's over. Busted.
Dissipate!
How much longer, Vichama?
Not long. We're getting close.
Vichama!
Quick, take it! I found Kachina's ancient name. Hang in there, Malco. Just a little longer.
Something's not right. The power of the Abyss is getting stronger.
The Abyss is corroding his body. Vichama, you can't keep going. You'll die.
I should have died 5 years ago. I just need a little more time. Please, I'm almost there. Thank you.
Whoa, watch out! The power of the Abyss is strong.
This power.
Hanging in there?
Malco. No! Why can't I find him? Why?
We can't wait any longer. Pull him away from the stone, Mualani.
I already tried, but the power of the Abyss has him in a chokehold. It's like he's tied to the stone with an invisible rope.
In that case, we have no choice. I'm sorry, Seed Molly. Get back!
Chaska, wait! Ouch! What happened just now?
The stone's power was spiraling out of control. The only way to stop it was to destroy it. You were all caught in the shockwave of the explosion. You might feel dizzy for a while, but that's normal.
Give us a heads up next time, will you? You're lucky we managed to dodge it in time.
I thought I said to get back.
Yeah, barely a second before you made it go poof. Not everyone has your reflexes, Chaska. We were this close to getting dragged into the explosion.
Okay, I'll be more careful next time.
At least Kachina's ancient name is still in one piece. Wait, where's Vichama? Vichama!
Vichama!
I couldn't find Malco's ancient name. It must be completely gone by now. Once your ancient name disappears, there's no coming back. From the very beginning, I knew there was a slim chance, but still. And now... it's too late to save him. From the minute he left that day, it was already too late.
Vichama.
I'm sure he's heard enough condolences over the years. Let's just give him some space.
Huh? What's What's that in your hands, Vichama? It looks like something's glowing.
Huh? This is...
Hey, Malco. Got any strength left?
Not enough to swing a sword, but to say a few last words? Sure.
Too bad. No one will get to hear them. I never thought I'd actually die on this mission. Not that I'm afraid to die. It's just... hard. Thinking about my mom's face when she hears the news.
Guess I have something to be thankful for then. My parents died a long time ago. They won't have to mourn me. Pisak! Always had to beat me at everything, didn't you? Right to the end, you were never one for goodbyes. Maybe you're right. Maybe no one will get to hear our last words. But just in case... Vichama, I'm so glad you didn't come with us. Don't be sad. Just keep on living. For the both of us.
Was that a memory?
Seems like we were able to salvage something after all.
Of course. Seeing him, hearing his voice again, it makes me unbelievably happy. But it also brings with it an even deeper pain.
A deeper pain?
Malco was always the type to put on a brave face. But in that memory just now, his hands were shaking, and his smile was forced. For all these years, I regretted not being able to fight alongside him to the end. And now I know, at the end of his life, he was thinking the same thing.
Vichama!
I'm fine. Actually, I heard Chief Wyna wasn't really on board with your plan to go to the Night Kingdom. When you asked for my help, I hesitated too. I knew helping you find your friend's ancient name meant leading you one step closer to danger. But I also understood why you had to try. Everyone has regrets in life, but not everyone. Once allowed to fester, guilt strips us of our most valuable qualities as warriors. In that sense, we might as well choose the braver path from the very beginning. If I could do it all over again, I would have followed Malco to the front lines no matter what. Even with an injured leg, there were still things I could have done. That way, even if the outcome stayed the same, I still would have fought alongside him to the end. There are critical junctures in life, and if you don't seize the chance to act, there's no going back. That's something I had to learn in hindsight. But you're still at the crossroads of your journey, so...
Thank you, Vichama. I feel even more determined. I promised I would find her, and I intend to keep that
That's good to hear.
Once abyssal corrosion enters the body, a portion will fuse itself to your internal organs. Even though the Traveler possesses powers of purification, the corrosion can never be fully eradicated. Thanks to her, though, you are only briefly exposed. Slowing your breathing and controlling your emotions should help you keep the symptoms in check.
That does make me feel better. You seem very knowledgeable about all this.
Just speaking from experience, that's all.
Anyway, we've recovered Kachina's ancient name, so we're off to a great start. Let's get Vichama back to his tribe and tell Wyna the good news. Oh, and apologize for destroying the Spirit Speaker Stone. We had no choice, though, so he'll probably understand. Right?
Koichi, are you really gonna just stand there like that? I don't know what you want from me.
I think you know exactly what I'm trying to say, Uncle Wina. I can hear it in your voice.
Honestly, it's just one thing after another with you two. They're back.
Koichi? What are you doing here?
Don't play dumb with your own sister. You know exactly why I'm here. My apologies, everyone. I just need to borrow Chaska for a few minutes. You come with me.
I'll be just a moment.
Who is that?
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. Although the two aren't actually related by blood, it's kind of a long story. It's not really my story to tell, but I guess it's not a secret. You see, Chaska was actually raised by cuckoo sores. She was afflicted with a rare disease when she was a child, and abandoned in the wild as a result. The Abyss found her out there, all on her own, and tried to devour her. But in the end, all that did was trigger her will to live. That strength of will pushed her to survive. But it also planted a seed of conflict within her. Eventually, she was adopted by the cuckoo source. Wherever they went, she followed, getting into fights right and left.
For some reason, Paimon can
Well, when Chaska finally returned to human society, it was Koichi's parents who adopted her. At the time, Chaska still had a habit of getting into fights, so Koichi was always taking her around, apologizing to everyone.
Ah, I remember those days. One of those fights was definitely with me. But, you know, kids. You're fighting one minute and your friend's the next. Eventually, she found a way to rein in that desire to fight. And now she's who people call to resolve conflicts. She's known as the Peacemaker. It sounds like she still argues with Koichi, though. Don't siblings usually stop fighting when they get older?
That's partly my fault. Koichi asked me to stop Chaska from doing anything dangerous, but you probably know by now, once Chaska makes up her mind, there's no changing it.
Oh, I get it. No wonder you tried to talk us out of going to the Night Kingdom. Chaska even said that wasn't like you.
I'm all for your adventure. You need to take risks when you're young, because by the time you're my age, you couldn't attempt something like that even if you wanted to. Better try now than live with regrets later. That's what I say. Still, I can understand where Koichi's coming from. In the end, nobody wants to sit back and let a loved one put their life on the line.
All right, it's just the two of us now. You have 1 minute to explain yourself.
I don't have anything to say. You don't have to approve, but you should know I only do what's necessary.
That attitude is exactly the problem. It's like you don't care. You try to sneak off to the Night Kingdom behind my back and then play it down as if it's just a trip abroad.
Well, technically I am going abroad, right?
Again with the excuses! We agreed, didn't we? There are 4 levels of danger. If it's not something urgent, you can only engage in level 2 danger and below. You can only go up to level 3 if a situation is so dire there's absolutely no alternative. But a trip to the Night Kingdom? If that's not a level 4, I don't know what is. And you were just going to sneak into the place without saying anything.
What do you mean, sneak into the place? I always planned on walking in there with my head held high.
You bought off Uncle Wina, didn't you? He promised me he'd stop you from doing anything dangerous. Oh, it's like he didn't even try.
You feel like he went back on his word. What if I told you my mind was made up, and there was nothing he could have done? Not even by force.
Oh, I knew it! So he did try to say something, but you didn't listen.
This is important. If you were in my shoes, you'd make the same decision.
You don't know that? I'm a doctor, and I handle logistics. If you're going to waltz into a dangerous situation where you could lose control at any moment, it's my duty to say something.
All right, whatever. Anything else?
Oh, you... What do you mean, anything else? Why don't you reflect on what you've done and promise me you'll stay put?
Time out. Is this one of our normal arguments or a serious one?
Chaska, does it sound like I'm joking?
Then... you need to know something. What happened to Kachina was partially my fault. I can't leave her there to die. That's not who I am.
But the person you become when you lose control, that's also not who you are!
That's a different issue. You said it yourself. A person is only as good as their morals. If I want to live in Natlan, I need to display qualities that make me worthy of this nation.
I've also told you that managing your condition is equally important.
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. All right, let's stop this here. If we keep going, I might actually have to get serious. And I think Waina prefers his roof attached to his house.
Is that a threat? That sounds like a threat to me.
Koichi! Younger sisters are supposed to listen to their elders.
So, you're really going to go, no matter what I say? I'm supposed to be your sister.
Then support me. I'll be back. All you have to do is wait.
Chaska. So, that's it. Why'd you have to turn out to be so darn annoying?
You two are something else.
Something you wanted to say?
I know you aren't related by blood, but you two sure are similar.
Really?
You know, I said that very thing to Koichi not too long ago, and she reacted the exact same way, down to the very tone of voice. It's not my place to get involved, but I will say this. Try to spend a little more time with your sister. You're tough kids. That doesn't mean you have to go it alone.
Thank you.
Anytime. All right. If you're done with the Spirit Speaker Stone, you might as well hand it over. According to Kinich, it's an important ceremonial artifact, so it'd be safer to keep it with me.
About that...
If only Tone Deaf Bard was here, he could have repaired it just like the Holy Liar.
The Spirit Speaker Stone might be 2 stones now.
Huh? I see. Sounds like it was an urgent situation. If someone's life was on the line, then you had no choice. Still, Citlali's going to be a nightmare to deal with now that you've broken her stuff. I'll explain everything to her later. Stay safe out there in the Night Kingdom, okay? I'll wait here for your safe return.
We're back! We found Kachina's ancient name, too!
Well, it's fairly complicated. Let me give you the condensed version.
The Fatui again? We can't go anywhere without them causing trouble.
But what if the Fatui finds out you've lost your power? Won't they try to take advantage of the situation?
That's why it has to be our little secret. No one else can know, or we're asking for trouble. Look, I wish I could offer you some sort of consolation, but I won't lie to you. With multiple factions closing in, there's nothing comforting about the situation we're facing. Still, all you need to do is focus on your goal. You can leave the complicated matters to me.
I can also step in on the Pyro Archon's behalf. There's a limit to what I can accomplish, but I'll help you however I can.
There's no need to be so modest, Dion-san. Your incredible strength has long been a well-known fact. You're the pride of your tribe.
Archon, I'm sorry about before. You have so much on your plate, so much that you have to worry about. But all I could do was focus on my own feelings.
You have nothing to be sorry about. We all get overwhelmed by our emotions, myself included. Your reaction to Kachina's disappearance, I understand that feeling very well. Well, now that we have Kachina's ancient name, let's go track her down. Follow me.
What is this place? Hey, isn't that Atea's talisman?
Good eye. This is where I store all the various mementos I've collected.
Whoa. I've never seen this place before. There's so many things in here.
It looks like there are items from every tribe. Collecting them must have taken a lot of effort.
I suppose you could think of it as a hobby of sorts. In Natlan, everyone grows up listening to the stories of heroes. And physical items do a far better job of preserving those stories than our own memory. Now, I still have some preparations to make for the ceremony, so feel free to take a look around in the meantime. If you're curious about an item, I'm more than willing to tell you about its origins.
Alright, we'll have a look. Hey, there's a fishing rod here. It must have belonged to the people.
That's right. It belongs to a legendary fisherman named Matavaru. I have his entire set of fishing equipment, actually. He and I met in a tavern. He told me about a particular kind of giant fish, and his meticulous in his eye. Fighting spirit. To him, the sea was the battlefield upon which he staked his honor.
So, did he do it?
The next time I saw him, he was covered in scars. It turned out the fish he sought had been corroded by the abyss. He managed to kill the fish, but sustained a serious injury in the process, which meant he could never go deep-sea fishing again. Can a fisherman claim victory if he fails to bring back his catch? That's what he asked me in the end.
Well, Paimon thinks he won.
That was my answer as well. The experience was far more valuable than the prize itself. In the end, he didn't want his tools to go to waste, so he gave them—
Wait, that means you also know how to fish.
Maybe we can go head-to-head sometime. The powder still needs some time to settle, so let's wait a little longer. Well, what do you think of my collection? Do you feel like you have a better understanding of Natlan's culture now?
Yeah! If each item represents a different story, seems like Natlan's really been through a lot. Does every item hold a special memory, just like Atea's
That's right. The items in my collection actually serve a similar purpose to the ancient names passed down among the tribes. They demonstrate the true shape of time.
The shape of time?
Most people perceive time as a linear concept, almost like a straight line that can only move forward. We cannot change the past or predict the future. But there's also a different theory, one that I believe to be closer to the truth. Namely, that the past, present, and future all exist at once.
At once?
Let's say your journey ended right now. Thinking back on your experience in each nation, which one would you say was the most important? Exactly. Even at the end of your journey, the things you experienced along the way don't cease to exist. They become part of who you are. Take out a portion of that journey, and you would likely make very different decisions, and eventually arrive at a very different destination. The future is the same way. It exists even though it has yet to come to pass. We just lack the means to perceive it. Of course, there are those with the power to foresee the future. They simply call it by a different name. Fate. You're quite familiar with that concept, I would imagine.
That does kinda make...
Humanity excels at living in the present, but too often we forget the past and neglect the future. While the pilgrimage and the Night Warden Wars lead us to a better future. Only by uniting the people of Natlan across countless eras can we fight back against an enemy as formidable as the Abyss. To come up with such a set of rules, the first Pyro Archon must have possessed a level of insight I can only imagine. That's correct. At first, he was a mortal man with no special power. After he ascended to the Divine Throne, he used it to borrow power from the heavens and establish the rules of Natlan. Namely, a framework through which ordinary people can ascend to Archonhood. By holding the pilgrimage, we're able to determine the strongest among us, and when that person ascends to the Divine Throne, their inner flame will awaken. In addition, the sacred flame will grant them significant knowledge and memory of this land. After all, that's how I came to know everything I just told you.
So, it all comes down to the power of the Divine Throne and the rules. Wait, is that a family portrait?
Yes. That's my mother, father, younger sister, and the little saurians we raised. I turned a piece of my dad's leather armor into a canvas and commissioned a famous artist to paint our likeness.
Your sister is so cute! It looks like the two of you are really close. Paimon was having a hard time thinking of an Archon as an ordinary person, but seeing this portrait, it kind of makes sense now. It really doesn't look like there was anything special about you before. Oh, wait, is Paimon allowed to say that?
A little late for that question, don't you think?
Sorry! Paimon's so sorry! Paimon's mouth works faster than her brain sometimes!
It's alright. I'd never get upset over something like that. No matter what others may say, my past is a precious part of my identity. I'm forever proud of the life I used to lead. Becoming the Archon doesn't mean you sever ties with your family. The position just comes with a lot of responsibilities, so it impacts how often you get to see them. My father made the most delicious stew, so my sister would often bring me a large pot of his cooking, and we would sit on a blanket and eat it together. One time, we didn't close the door securely, and the saurians you were raising ran into the room and knocked over the entire pot. My sister immediately burst into tears. The two troublemakers were going for the meat, but when they saw my sister's distress, they froze on the spot. I still remember the way they laid there, sulking like a pair of children, even after making such a mess. It was frustrating, but in the end, all I could do was comfort my sister and move on.
Wow.
Isn't that what being a family is all about? I think about that story a lot, actually. As the Archon, I made a vow to defend this nation, and experiences like that, they remind me exactly what I'm trying to protect.
Well, what happened after that? This portrait looks pretty old. Your sister must be all grown up by now, right?
I believe she ended up working as an architect and artist. She built many houses and crafted many beautiful works of art. Anyway, that's enough about me. Now that the powder is settled, we can begin. Ian-san, Mulani, Chaska, over here, please. Place the ancient name up there, and then we'll begin. Surely as the echoes of life resound through heaven and earth, so too shall our stories remain eternal. Ancient name, take us to your fated bearer. Allow her to answer our call.
Am I hallucinating again? Kachina! Are you okay? Huh? I'm not seeing things, am I? Is the Abyss playing tricks on me again? It's okay, Kachina. It's just us. We're trying to find a way to bring you back. Everyone, you have to listen to me. I've been investigating the Night Kingdom this entire time, and I figured out what's wrong. The Wyab is being affected by the Abyss. I was waiting for the Wyab to send me back, but then this really strong monster came in and it almost killed me. The Wyab saved me, even though its power is weakening, so I've been hiding from the monsters while trying to find a way to help. The Night Kingdom has become a huge mess, though. I keep hearing these awful sounds and seeing really horrible things.
Don't listen to those sounds, Kachina. The Abyss is trying to strip you of your sanity. All you need to do is stay safe and wait for us. We'll be there shortly.
It's okay. I feel so much better now that I've had the chance to talk to you guys. You don't need to worry about me. I've never been strong or special at all, really. So I don't blame anyone for forgetting about me or leaving me behind. Just knowing you care is more than enough. I'll find a way back. You don't have to put yourselves in danger to come rescue me. You're always like this, Kachina. Now's not the time to act tough. We're coming for you, and that's final. I don't know what lies the Abyss has been feeding you, but I'll tell you something right now. Nobody here sees you as a burden. You're a victor of the Night Warden Wars, a hero of Natlan. All you need to do is wait for us to rescue you, and you'll get all the applause and recognition you deserve. I'm really scared. Everything's so dark and creepy here. And I want to go home. Still, I don't want you to put yourselves in danger because of me. I don't want to hold anyone back ever again. All you need to do is place your trust in us, just like you always have. No one fights alone. We're not leaving you behind. Not ever.
Yeah, we're so close, we can't call it quits now!
Looks like we've lost contact. Now comes the most dangerous part. You have to traverse the Night Kingdom in your physical form. This entrance to the Night Kingdom was left behind after an abyssal invasion. Even a brief amount of time inside could expose you to corrosion.
I know. I'm prepared for that possibility.
All right, then I wish you all the best. I'll tell Koichi to be ready just in case. She's very experienced in dealing with abyssal corruption. That face you just made. Don't tell me you two got into another argument.
No, I just feel bad for creating more work for her.
I'll go with them too, Archon. The more people, the stronger the party.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone. It really means a lot that you're willing to brave these dangers with me. And there's no time to lose, so let's get going.
Now that I've lost my power, I won't be able to provide much practical support. But I can still keep an eye on the situation from here. Eon-san, I know it's unlikely, but if you encounter a situation you can't handle...
That won't happen.
I hope not.
I see everything!
Illusion shattered! Gonna be epic! That's what I call treasure! Shine down! Let's light it up! Off we go!
So we're underneath Natlan right now? It looks
That's because in the distant past, Natlan was home to an incredibly advanced civilization ruled by dragons. Humans only established their own society after the fall of the dragons.
So these are Saurian ruins? Wait, you mean like the elemental sovereigns? They had their own advanced civilization?
Yes, a really long time ago. Very few records have survived until now, so no one really knows what the devices here are for. These ruins have been abandoned for a long time, but with the recent increase in Abyss activity, the installations around here have somehow been activated again.
So what you're saying is, we're not in for an easy trip to the Night Kingdom.
No. It's going to be obstacle after obstacle from here on out.
Why are you all laughing like that?
It's the pre-adventure excitement kicking in, right guys?
Of course. I'm eager to get started.
Then let's go. We won't let anything stand in our way. Off we go.
Seems like the road ends here. How should we get across?
As a professional trainer, I think you could stand to build up your endurance, Paimon.
Professional trainer? Paimon thought you were a warrior from the Collective of Planning.
Well, that goes without saying. But I actually work as a sports coach. I provide professional guidance for many of Natlan's popular sports. And I don't just mean physical training. I design nutrition plans as well.
Ah, so basically no sugar, no soft drinks, no grilled meat.
Yeah, we'll be here all day if you list them out one by one. It's much faster to just focus on what's good for you.
Such as?
Vegetable juice. Want some?
You know, Ian-san, Paimon feels like the two of us might not see eye to eye. Those guys look familiar.
We've fought them before. Let's go. Show no mercy.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
The Temple of Wisdom!
Gotcha!
Whoa, the place we need to go seems really high up.
There is no escape! Busted. Here comes the catch.
Whoa! Make yourselves at home. This was unwise.
Going in!
Everyone hold hands.
Quietly now.
Let's light it up! Teamwork is dreamwork!
I see everything!
Now you shall perish! Ha! Ha! This is the final stretch. We just need to climb up, and we'll be there. Nothing to it.
Easy for you to say.
This must be the entrance the Pyro Archon told us about. The one—
Yes. There's something in the depths of this place that feels familiar.
We actually have to go in there? Okay, Paimon just needs to psych herself up. Don't push her through before— Hey! You don't have to drag Paimon! You're pulling too hard!
Looks like we made it. This is the Night Kingdom. It looks so different from what I imagined in the stories. That overflow of energy is probably what trapped Kachina here in the first place.
From this point forward, everything we know about the real world no longer applies. Anything can happen here.
Paimon's more worried about how we're gonna make it out. We obviously can't go back the way we came.
Do you see that patch of light on the ground? It's shining down from that fissure in the sky.
Oh yeah, right in front of us. So that's coming from up there? Oh, it's so high up. Did we really fall that far down?
Just like I said, our real-world knowledge doesn't apply here. We fell all this way, yet came out completely unscathed. If this was the real world, we'd have to climb our way back up to the entrance. But here, all we have to do is stand underneath the light and offer a prayer.
That's it? Right. We still got—
So that means all we need to do is find Kachina and bring her to this location.
Exactly. This light is streaming in from the real world. It's a link between the two realms.
The terrain looks difficult to navigate, and the visibility is not great either. How are we supposed to find Kachina in these conditions?
Yeah, these floating black things don't look super friendly either.
Those are all manifestations of abyssal power. Be careful.
Ghost! A talking ghost!
Calm down, I'm here to help. You're the ones who helped Vichama, right? Yes, I'm Vichama's friend, Malko. I was completely lost to this realm until I sensed a mysterious power calling out to me. It's like it was seeking me out, attempting to reassemble the pieces of who I used to be. Of course, it could only do so much. I'm sorry I can only appear before you in this imperfect form.
No, we should be the ones apologizing. If the Spirit Speaker Stone hadn't become corrupted by the Abyss, we could have done much more. But we had to destroy it. Otherwise, Vichama and his tribe would have been in danger.
Of course. Thank you for protecting him. I never imagined that, even after all these years, he'd still take such a risk for me. Under the power of the stone, it felt like our souls were connected. Turns out even our regrets were exactly the same.
Whether in triumph or death, you want your best friend by your side.
Exactly. That may not be in the cards for us, but it's not too late for you. You're looking for a young girl from the Children of Echoes, right? She's being chased by an embodiment of abyssal power. I'd like to help her while I'm still in this form, so follow me. Be careful. This place has been severely...
Paimon didn't realize it had gotten this bad.
It's like a seething volcano ready to engulf our world at any moment.
Ouch!
Quick, get back here! You can't... Stick close to me. My power will be able to ward off attacks for the time being. We won't be able to keep this up. Let's try another route. This way. Not good. More monsters.
We shouldn't waste our time on them.
Everyone hold hands!
Torn to oblivion! Ha! Kill! Ha! Ha!
Oh, Paimon can't see anything!
It's easy to get lost here. Just stick close.
Did you hear that?
What?
Never mind. It was probably just my imagination.
Don't scare Paimon like that!
I heard it too. It was a...
What did it say?
Doesn't matter. It certainly doesn't harbor good intentions.
Paimon just heard it too! Let's keep going. Paimon wants to get out of this place!
We're here, Kachina!
Oh, honey?
Looks like our reunion will have to wait until we take care of these monsters.
Good idea. Let's go! Let her rip! I see everything!
Things are about to get dicey. Ah, what a drag.
Here goes! You're here! You're finally here! Thank you so much! That monster can appear from anywhere! The Wyap's power helped keep me hidden, so I just tried to stay out of sight until you got here.
Had a girl. You did so well. And most importantly, you weren't hurt.
Should we start heading back then? Actually, I have a request. Will you come visit the Wyap with me? I can't exactly put it into words, but something's wrong with the Ode of Resurrection. And I know it has something to do with the contamination from the—
That was the Pyro Archon's theory as well. Everything we—
In the Night Kingdom, there are 6 main totem poles representing the Wyap of each tribe. You can think of them like the body of each Wyap. Additional totem poles, like the ones around here, serve as proxies to which the Wyap can extend their consciousness. There are countless proxies scattered around the Night Kingdom. Through them, the Wyap can extend their consciousness over the entire realm and track down souls no matter where they roam. But if a proxy were to become severely contaminated, then a soul could become lost within the Night Kingdom.
Judging by the current situation, I don't think we're dealing with just one contaminated proxy. Even if we could drive back the abyssal power from one of them, that probably wouldn't even put a dent in the problem.
Still, we can't just leave the Wyap to suffer. It's protected me this—
I agree. We might even manage to draw out the monster that's been hunting Kachina. Getting rid of the monster might slow down the deterioration of the Night Kingdom.
Kachina? What?
Nothing. Just a headache. Maybe we really should leave. Kachina's already— No, I'm fine. I don't plan on listening to just up ahead. I'll lead the way. Besides—
Listen to me, Kachina. We'll come with you. But that's because we want to help the Y. You don't have anything to prove either. It's okay if you reach your limit. All right. The sooner we get this—
We've already come all this way. So we might as—
Let's go. This way.
I'll stay here and try to stall the Abyss monster.
All by yourself?
It's all right. I may not be as strong as that monster, but I'm definitely more familiar with the area. I don't have much time left. If you're anything like my friend, I'm sure you're not particularly fond of goodbyes. So go. Achieve your goal. And return to the world where you belong.
Thank you for everything. You're a true hero. Does your head still hurt? Let me help you walk.
I'm fine. You should know I'm made of stronger stuff than that.
Adventure time! Off we go!
Wyap? Wyap! I'm back! My friends and I are here to heal you. Wyap? Can you hear me? Wyap?
So we were right. The contamination is already too severe. It's preventing the Wyap from answering our calls. All right, get ready, everyone. Time to purge the abyssal energy from this place.
Careful. We've got company.
Already?
You really think that puny soul could slow me down? Courage in the face of futility is pure folly. He tried to get in my way, so I disposed of him.
You killed Malco?
He would have dispersed with or without me. Rather than worrying about him, I would urge you to focus on yourself. You may have defeated others of my kind in the past, but underestimate me now, and it will be to your peril. No, the power of the Abyss is intoxicating. The destruction it seeks captivates like a masterful work of art. I strive only for the opportunity to see it up close. I thought this naive little girl was an exception, but it turns out humanity is full of lambs willing to offer themselves up to the slaughter. That is the tragedy of your short lives. You understand nothing of all-encompassing power. Ancient names, pride, friendship, all empty ideas invented to give you a false sense of self-worth. They possess no power at all. The Pyro Archon created those grandiose ideals out of pure selfishness. Anything to avoid sharing power. Anything to avoid handing over the primordial gift to ordinary people like you. Don't believe me? Then ask yourself, why is the Pyro Archon strong beyond measure, while you, Kachina...
Kachina. Give me your hand. Feel that? I'm right here next to you.
Thanks, Moalani. Because I'm not alone anymore.
You're right. Maybe comforting ideals don't have any power. But you also couldn't be more wrong. You've never had to work for your own strength, so you will never understand the truth.
What?
The courage we have to stand before you and not back down? The power lies not in the ideal, but in our commitment to upholding that ideal. And in our decision to stand together and fight!
Well said!
Let's go, Kachina. It shouldn't take more than 2 of us to handle an enemy like this.
Sorry in advance, but you deserve what's coming to you!
There aren't many in Natlan who can beat us when we're together. It's time he got a taste of that kind of power.
From the ashes!
Carving waves!
The flames!
Amazing!
The power of flame compels!
Right here! Drilling down!
Revelation from on high! A glimpse! You...
That's what he gets for underestimating you. Fantastic work, Kachina. Absolutely, this makes me so...
I'm happy too, Moalani. Together we really are unstoppable.
Huh? My ancient name is glowing? But I thought I didn't bring it with me.
It's probably a projection from the real world. But that doesn't explain why it's glowing all of a sudden.
Wait, does that mean you're...
That was a bold move. Diving headfirst into the fire to save your friend. Especially in a place so overrun with abyssal corruption. Still, seeing you pull it off was really something. Everything you said was exactly right. As isolated individuals, we stand no chance against the power of the Abyss. It took years' worth of scars, and lots of unnecessary suffering, for me to understand that for myself. The Pyro Archon's plan will unite us as one. Everyone has a part to play. Only then will we have the power to defeat the strongest of foes.
Who are you?
Tupac, a warrior from the people of the Springs. I fought against the Abyss during the invasion 500 years ago.
I've heard that name before. You were the giant who saved all of Natlan.
Since you were able to awaken my words from your ancient name, that means you have fully embodied the aspirations of the Wyab. Under the name Umoja, you shall unite the tribes and save Natlan from its impending doom.
Me?
As long as blood still runs through your veins, even the tiniest spark of steel against stone can ignite a flame. Its blaze will become one with the gaze of all Natlan. Even amid everlasting darkness, our bonds remain eternal.
What's wrong, Malani? So many memories. My brain was just flooded with everything he once knew. So that's what happened.
What do you mean? Did you just figure something out?
500 years ago, they foresaw the very crisis we're facing now. Efforts to save Natlan started all the way back then.
We can go over the details once we get back. We shouldn't linger here longer than we have to. I know bits and pieces, but I had no idea Mualani was also part of the plan.
This sounds like something that's going to need a lot of explaining. Let's focus on saving the Wyab first.
अरे बिग फैन सर, अरे हेलो 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 पाइमन भाई, क्या हालचाल? बहुत दिनों के बाद मुलाकात हो रही है। कैसे हो पाइमन भाई? अरे बिग फैन टू यू सर। क्या हालचाल पाइमन भाई?
Okay, that should be enough. Wyab, can you hear me?
I hear your voice, Kachina. My dear child.
Great. Well then, I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. I just wanted to make sure you were okay before we leave, but we can't afford to stay here any longer. I was going to ask why you bestowed an ancient name upon someone like me, but it's okay. I'll keep searching within myself for the answer. I'll never
सब बढ़िया
stop
भाई।
trying to
बाय द वे
improve my
इतना
strength.
कम स्ट्रीम करते हो, कुछ हुआ है क्या? अरे भाई कॉलेज का प्रेशर था भाई कुछ दिन के लिए, तो इसलिए भाई सीन हो गया, टाइम ही नहीं मिल रहा था। अभी भी मतलब आप कुछ दिन में एग्जाम भी है, तो अभी भी प्रेशर चल रहा है, ऐसा बात नहीं है, बट
It has always been my honor to protect and nurture you. Your ancient name is just that, a name. Much like your parents chose to name you Kachina, I also gave you a name, but it need not define you. Focus on who you want to be. You are already worthy of your name. Now, you need only devote yourself to becoming a better you. The story of your ancient name is for you to continue. Just like your parents, my love for you will never change, no matter what the future holds.
Thank you, Wyatt.
It gladdens me to see the Pyro Archon's plan move another step towards completion. But it's time for you to leave this place. The situation here is getting worse. Go now, my children. Save Natlan on behalf of all you hold dear.
I know we've never met before, Wyatt, but I just wanted to say thank you for encouraging Kachina. It was exactly what she needed to hear.
Whoa! What's going on? An earthquake?
We're out of time. It's the power of the Abyss. Quick, we need to run!
It's a Sealy! The Sealy opened the way for us!
हाँ कोई ना फोकस करो भाई कॉलेज के बाद ड्राइविंग टाइम हाँ वही ना भाई कॉलेज का प्रेशर में ही तो वो एग्ज़ाम चल रहा था इसीलिए भाई नहीं टाइम मिल रहा था मेरे को अभी भी थोड़ा प्रेशर है बट मैं थोड़ा ही स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ मतलब बहुत दिन बंद करके रखता हूँ तो दिक्कत आती है इसीलिए ही समझ सकते हो भाई मन भाई आप अरे क्या हो गया ऊपर उठ जा क्या हो गया रे
What's going on? An earthquake?
We're out of time. It's the power of the Abyss. Quick.
It's a Sealy! The opening in the sky! It's closing!
We need to hurry, or we'll be stuck here!
Whoa! What's going on?
We're out of time. It's the power of the Abyss. Quick, we need...
It's a Sealy! The opening in the sky! It's closing!
We need to hurry, or we'll be stuck here! Watch out for the falling rocks! Quick, through the middle! Come on, faster!
We'll never make it!
You've done well. Now come home.
ओ भाई क्या पायरो आर्कन है भाई, सांप तोड़ दिया भाई, तोड़ दिया। कुछ नहीं बचा उधर, पूरा किंगडम तोड़ दिया भाई वन मुक्के से भाई। क्या आर्कन है भाई।
We're back! The Pyro Archon saved us.
But she's not here. Yeah, didn't she say she used it all up?
She's still in the Speaker's Chamber. What we saw in the Night Kingdom was just her consciousness.
So you're saying her consciousness did all that?
Every great display of power comes at a price. You must feel terrible, Kachina. Just hold it. Let's get back to the stadium. The Pyro Archon said she'd have a doctor waiting for.
I recommend getting a full checkup, just to make sure no damage gets left.
Paimon feels okay. What about you, Traveler? Right. You always seem to do pretty well against the Abyss.
Let's get going. We need to share what we learned in the Night Kingdom as well.
Right. The Wyatt mentioned something about the Pyro Archon's plan.
I'll let her explain everything. We're all a part of the plan now. Every move we make from here on out will decide Natlan's ultimate fate.
चलो भाई, आज के लिए इतना ही स्ट्रीम था भाई। चलो सबको जो स्ट्रीम पे आया था, पाइमन भाई आपको भी शुक्रिया, और सबको शुक्रिया भाई, कुरने को भाई, सबको भाई। चलो भाई एवरीवन, टाटा, गुड नाइट, हैव अ गुड डे एवरीवन, टाटा, बाय बाय, साइनिंग ऑफ।